Cribbin storytelling. Before we begin, click the red subscribe button to be alerted to more videos from Tom. Today, Tom Cribbin discusses the press article, City Authors Drive for Five. His readers learned about life with a speech difference in his first 4 books. Now they can meet the author's family and friends in his 5th book, Me Again. It's less about me and more about them, remarked Tom. I'm tired of talking about me so much. I'd rather talk about the people in my life. We will highlight 2 examples here for you. Tom's stories about his beloved parents had his readers reaching for the box of tissues. A customer commented to Tom, "The story about your mom brought tears to my eyes." Tom replied by saying, "Thank you," and adding that it was the storyteller's intent to invoke certain reactions. "I achieved my goal of inducing you to shed a tear when I penned this story," said Tom. Then, there was the story about a longtime customer who was a female general surgeon, and this story contained a humorous twist. She complimented him on his writing skill and humorous timing when he showed her the finished story. Since his first book, Proud Owner of a Speech Impediment, was published in 1998, Tom worked hard to dispel the misconceptions of those with disabilities. He was born with cerebral palsy, which is a muscle coordination disorder. His speech didn't really develop until he was 4 or 5 years old. But that didn't stop him from earning a university business degree, being named to his hometown's mayor's honor list, and writing 5 books. "My writing really started to develop when I could not formulate my thoughts into words," he told the reporter. "I needed to communicate and writing seemed to be easier." In order to sell his first book, Tom went door to door and discovered that many people were interested in meeting him and finding out what he had to say. His speech difference meant people had to slow down and become patient. If they took the time, they learned that his speech was the only thing slow about Tom. Me Again was a series of short stories. Some were drawn from his childhood while others were about canvassing strangers when he sold his books. Many of these strangers became friends. Tom dedicated each story to someone who he had met along the way, mostly his regular readers. He surprised a lot of people with these dedications. Tom commented, "They don't know ahead of time. Some are shocked or honored and others have cried. They asked him why they deserved the dedication. And I told them they had been good to me." One story about a man named Floyd who he met doing book sales was dedicated to Susan, a cashier at the grocery store where Tom shopped. "She was always patient with me and engaged me in small talk," he said. "When she found out a story was dedicated to her, she cried and thanked me. I just thought she'd enjoy the story." To order any of Tom's entertaining books, please go to tomcribbin.com. You can also order his books through sarniabookkeeper.com or amazon.com.